Well, this problem here consists of a lot, given only 2 points. But 0, 128, and then 3, 2, you're starting, we can fill in this 128 on the table. You can also do 128 here. But you go all the way over to 1, 2, 3, and it's already down to 2. I can hardly even probably see 2 because it's such a small portion of 128. But the question, do these points represent increasing or decreasing exponential function? Well, if you're here and you're down to there, I would think it's pretty clear that it's a decreasing function. Okay, y goes down as x goes up. Okay, so 0, 1, 2, and 3. At 3, we're down to 2. And so you're multiplying, and I know some would say that you're dividing, but I would argue, or I would suggest, I would push for the thought that you can multiply by a fraction. And even if you say, well, I'd prefer to say you divide by what to get 2, well, turn it around and divide by 2. 128, when you divide it by 2, is equal to 6, carry the 0 and an 8 and a 4. So 64, 128 divided by 64 is equal to 2, or divided by something over and over and over again, 1, 2, 3 times, is the same as dividing by 64. That's essentially saying, what is the cubed root of 64? What times what times what would be the same thing as, well, I should say what divided by what would be the same thing as dividing by 64. Well, 4 times 4 times 4 is 64, so that would be the one way of doing it. And if you don't like the divided by thought, just go here and multiply this direction. 2 times 4 is 8. 8 times 4 is 32. 32 times 4 happens to be 128. And, oh, by the way, 128 times 4 is 512. That would represent -1. And you multiply that by 4, you're in the 2000s. In fact, specifically, 2048. That's a -2. So sketch the points. I kind of screwed up and I made this too high. I'm really not going to be able to, it's here and then maybe the top of the page up there somewhere. Write the appropriate equation. This is where the money comes in here. This is what we're shooting for. Initial value or 0 term, and then the multiplier. So again, as you go to the left, getting to smaller numbers, you're multiplying by 4. But that means as you go to the right, you're dividing by 4 or multiplying by 1/4. 128 is the 0 term, times 1/4 to the x power.